What's up everyone? As you can see, we are back with the game F1 2021, and this time around we are at the Portimao Portugal GP at IRC, and we are starting P11 because, as always, we are not very good with the qualifying and we messed up in the wet session of the qualifying. So let's hope we can make something out of this today, and maybe we can do some overtaking. So five lights out and Shawshank gets a very bad start, and we get a very good start, but SSG Assassin, who's another quick driver, gets a very good start and he just sends it into turn two, and maybe get someone else with him. But yeah, we kept a no screen. That was a chaotic turn one. But anyways, moving on. We haven't gained any positions yet, but now you can see we are already P9, and this is really helpful because we are on the medium tires and others are on softs. So I think we are the lead runner on the medium tires, and you can see we are already P9 coming out of turn 8. We almost spun over there, but we managed to keep our car on track with those cold tires. And yes, we are in a good position for now. At the end of lap 1, so we are already closing on Alpha Bot, and we have a spinning Williams, so we gain another position, but Alpha Bot tries to defend very aggressively, and we go on the inside and make the move stick, and we are ahead already in P6 right now. So that's a very good track position for now, and obviously now now is the trickiest part where all the fast guys, you can say, are ahead of us
That was
with
good.
the soft tires. So catching them was quite difficult, as I think um, the corner exit would be much better on softs. So it was quite difficult. We didn't gain any position and any time until lap 6, but there was a safety car which actually helped us, because if you see on the bottom right, we are already on -8 fuel load,
Okay,
because I
so at least fuel situation is
accidentally
safe now. That's all
went
good.
for -1
Yes, yes, all
of
good.
fuel.
I
So
accidentally did
I'm glad that the
-1 fuel,
safety car came out, because
so
there
I'm
was
happy
no
that we
way
have a
I
safety
was
car
gonna
now.
recover the -1
Hmm.
fuel. So that actually helped me for sure. And yes, we'll see if Freeman pits. Yes, he pits. And only guys who didn't pit ahead on softs were Streeter and Paras, with Paras already having 3 seconds of penalty. So we were pretty much in control. And 3 laps later, when the safety car was coming in this lap, turn 14, and coming down to the turn 15, Paras and Streeter are side by side already, and Streeter gets an amazing exit out of turn 15, but he slows down. I think that's because of the safety car glitch. When the safety car isn't in the lap, the game just holds you down. So we go side by side with Paras, but we think better of it, because we know that we don't have that pace right now to overtake these guys, but definitely when the crossover point will come, we will overtake them. So I led by Paras and just stay behind him in his slipstream range. So end of lap 12 now. We are closing down on Paras and Streeter. So we get a relatively good exit, out of turn 15, 14 and 15, and now is the time to overtake Paras, as I think he was running low on ERS at this time. So we just had to send it into turn 1 because I had the pace right now, as the crossover point was there. So at this point his softs were fading massively, and our mediums were in a really good shape. So we had to pull that move on him, and you can already see we have gained like 5 or 4 tenths or 5 tenths on Streeter. So it does show that we have the pace right now. Also, Abhi behind is on fresher mediums, which are like 8 laps younger than our tires. So he is in a prime position to challenge us for the win for this race. But you never know, anything can happen in these league races. So turn 14 and coming down to the DRS detection, Abhi gets the DRS, and we don't use any of our ERS because we know that he has the pace. So we just preserve our ERS and stay behind him, and yeah, that was it. We couldn't defend it because of the tire difference which we had. So we stay behind him for like next I think 6 more laps. So that was pretty good stint on mediums by us, and it actually helped me pull away from the pack behind
I
as well
thought it
as
was a
to stay
penalty.
close with
Fuck.
Abhi. So
Whew.
I used his DRS and the slipstream to our advantage,
Come on, let's
and we
go.
saved a lot of ERS in this process. And you can see that Streeter had pitted for mediums. He will come around just right now. So we are like in a net P9 position. So we'll have to do some recovery right from here. And it was actually really tough to overtake people around and just pull away from them. So you need a significant amount of tire advantage and pace advantage so that you can just overtake them and just pull away. So it was quite difficult at this point of the race, but we now close to the pack of hard and medium runners. So we are almost there, close to the McLaren ahead. We have gained a lot of time, and now going down, he just parks his car
Bro,
on
what the
track, and that's so
fuck?
frustrating in a league race where you can easily lose your front wing, and which can damage your whole race. But I don't know what happened there. I reacted very
Thank God,
harshly,
front wing
but
safe.
in the heat of moment, I can't. I mean, you can't just control it, so it just came out. I'm sorry for that wise words over this. So now coming down to the end of lap 22, 11 more laps to go. We are close to Kimrai and Streeter, who are on. I think Kimrai was an older set of medium, but Streeter compared to Kimrai's tires had fresher mediums. So it would come down to the end where my soft tires and his medium would be of the same pace, and maybe his mediums would be somewhat better than us. So it was quite difficult and tricky, and we had to make the positions as well. So let's see what we can do from here. Now, at the end of lap 24, we just get the DRS by 3000 of a second, and yes, that's very helpful for us because we don't use any of our ERS and manage to save it. So it helps to close down the gap to Streeter ahead, and see we have gained like 2 tenths already. on the straight. Again, at the end of lap 25, this time around we are much closer than last lap. We tried to gain and pull up a pull and overtake on him, but he is quite ahead. So we just decide to stay behind and manage our ERS again. There was no point diving into turn one, so that's what I saw. But now we had a good opportunity to overtake him at turn five. We go round the outside, but he defends it very well, and good fair racing from Streeter, and this was really fun to have a good race. So this time around we are much closer than the lap before, and we decide to overtake him now with only DRS and Slipstream. So we are closing on him. He just goes on the grass and loses a little bit of momentum, but it was a relatively easy move into turn one, and now it's time to pull away from him. But as I said before, this track is quite difficult to just move away because the DRS helps a lot to regain your time. I mean, recover the time that you lost to the car ahead. So we had to do something from here, and then at the end of lap 27, you see he gets the DRS, and now he's right behind us and tries to overtake. And it was a late move, but fair enough. That was a good move. So at this point, it was like we both were towing each other with the help of DRS and trying to catch the guys ahead in P2 and P3 who had a penalty. I think Paras had a penalty, and Heisenberg with those really old hard tires. So we had to gain 4 seconds in a span of 5 laps, 6 laps, and it was quite tricky. But we managed to pull each other with the help of DRS and keep it clean around the track. So it was quite helpful. As you can see, we have already gained like 1 second in this lap on the McLaren, who is in P3 right now. And now we have the DRS advantage, but we decide to stay behind Streeter and just not overtake Kanzawa ERS. I think this wasn't the right time to overtake him. That's what I thought. And uh, our main motto was to just catch the guys in the podium place and get the podium. So uh, it was all conserving, and I was waiting for the right moment to overtake Streeter.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Now, coming to the end of lap 29, we see that we have gained another 1 second on Heisenberg, who is in P3. So we decide to overtake Streeter now, as I know we had the pace 1 second faster than the McLaren ahead. So we can get the DRS advantage at the end of this lap and overtake him in such a position where Streeter would be behind us and the McLaren. So that was the whole plan to get the ERS and DRS. So we had the pace in sector 2 as well, but now you can see we are just slowing down a little bit to just stay behind the McLaren of Heisenberg, and it was quite fun and a kind of 200 IQ move. So I was really happy at this position in this race, but we had to keep
Outside
our head
position
down
is still
because
looking
our
good.
tires were already fading as well. So it was not a difficult, I mean, easy race. We just managed to tuck into the DRS range and we get the DRS again. We don't use any ERS, just managed to close down the gap
Cruising our
to
teammate
Heisenberg.
by
You can see the
32.3
car in
seconds.
P2 has 9 seconds worth of penalty. So if we overtake Heisenberg right now, it will be P2 for us in the race. So pretty fun race, I would say. And again, we have the DRS. We just stay calm behind the guy ahead. And now it's just I didn't want to overtake him in sector 2. We had the pace for sure, but I just didn't want to overtake him. But when Streeter was right behind us, it was such a pressure. And then Streeter just spins out of turn 8,
Okay, clear.
which also releases the pressure we had from him. And I was like, okay, now there's only one move to be done to gain the podium position.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
So now, end of lap 31. We don't think anything and we just go for the move with all the ERS, DRS, and slipstream we could use because it was a podium sealed as we had the pace advantage compared to the older hard tires of
Nice move.
Heisenberg.
Good job.
And yeah, that was pretty fun race and intense race at the same time. We managed to do a pretty good comeback from P11 of the
Our gap
grid,
to the car in front is
and also the
5.6
this grid is
seconds.
like one of the quickest
Thank
because
you.
we have
I need a
very
moment.
good drivers over here. Ooh, P2, let's go. From P10, not bad, not bad. Also we had some incredible battle with Streeter and Abhi. Hmm. Hey, driver of the day. Nice. Good race from Abhi as well. Managed those mediums very well on that second stint for him. Good one, man. I got 1 and 2 on each